Alabama State has done it again, defeating the Jackson State Tigers in Jackson, Mississippi. We are now 9-0 in the season, a step closer to our ultimate goal, which is getting back to the national championship game, and this time hopefully winning it. But let's go out to Nashville, Tennessee. Now I'm showing you Ncaa Stadium for a reason. This is where the Tennessee State Tigers play their home games, in case you don't know. They do have a stadium on campus, but I can't tell you the last time they actually played there. Well, especially not since Eddie George has been there. But Ncaa Stadium is one of my favorite stadiums in the NFL because the same people that built Raymond James Stadium built this stadium. I mean, you could tell the architecture is just the same. The only difference is they don't have the pirate ship there, obviously. But we're going to show y'all this quick clip of Tennessee State's on-campus stadium, which you saw right there. Now, the North Carolina A&T Aggies are in town, and they're desperate for a win. So is Tennessee State, by the way. So there goes Mike Joseph popping that pass up the middle, making that completion. That's a 1st and 10 for Tennessee State. Now, that's good Tennessee State. Now, here comes bad Tennessee State. And this has been the story of their season. They get some big plays, but then they step on their own toes. That was a very bad fumble. 2nd and 8 now. Here goes Mike Joseph again, popping it deep. And that time, that pass is tipped by the receiver and intercepted by the Aggies. There goes John Jones, the free safety, with the first turnover of the game. 2nd and 8 now. Here goes Reggie Peters giving that hand off to Williams. He takes it up the left side, gets inside the 5-yard line. Avery Williams, that is. Here's a 1st and goal now. Back to Avery. Touchdown, Aggies. The dogs are barking as they get into the end zone for the first time today. 2nd and goal now. Here goes Tennessee State again. Mike Joseph stepping back to pass. And once again, he throws a bad pass. And look at this. Right before the half. This is going all the way back for a pick six. And the North Carolina A&T Aggies are going to be up 14-0. An absolute disaster of a play for Mike Joseph. So now we go to second half. It's 1st and 10. There goes Reggie Peters looking deep for a wide receiver downfield, and that pass is tipped and caught by the wide receiver. Look at that. A beautiful play by the wide receiver. Making that catch on a deflection. Ain't nothing like hand-eye coordination when it comes to the wide receiver position. So eventually, that drive will lead to a field goal that is now 17-0 in favor of the Aggies from Greensboro, North Carolina. So here goes Tennessee State trying to do some trickery, and that just didn't work. Mike Joseph gets tackled in the backfield. Now we got a 3rd and long situation. Here goes Mike Joseph again. This time he's kissing the turf. Get sacked, says the North Carolina A&T Aggies, as they are just dreading this season. 4-6 on the season. Tennessee State goes down yet again. They fall to 4-6. North Carolina A&T improved to 4-5. And now they need 2 games to be bowl eligible. Well, both teams do. But it's been a disaster for Tennessee State. So Prairie View beats Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman's been awful. Southern over Texas Southern 36-32. Mississippi Valley State squeaked by Arkansas Pine Bluff. Grambling State beat Florida A&M in a big game. Both teams are doing pretty well, but Florida A&M could have really used that win. Meanwhile, over at the MEAC, we got Delaware State beating Norfolk. You saw North Carolina A&T shut out Tennessee State. Morgan State beat Hampton for just their 2nd win. And then South Carolina State lose. Well, they beat Howard 32-29 in overtime. Texas Southern still in 1st place in the SWAC East. Texas Southern is still in 1st place in the SWAC East. There goes Prairie View A&M still challenging them. Alabama State, for the most part, has control of the SWAC West, but we must secure the win versus Grambling State next week in order to make that official. Meanwhile, over at the MEAC, you have Delaware State, Norfolk State, and South Carolina State still battling it out to win that MEAC title. It's a 3-team race over there. So we're still number 2 in the country according to the BCS polls. Texas Tech is still ahead of us. Nebraska followed by Alabama, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, LSU. Oh man, I was really hoping we see LSU again. Michigan has been slipping as the season has gone downhill. You see Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon State, Florida, South Carolina, Oklahoma, and North Carolina State to round out the BCS rankings. So let's go over here to the Heisman watch list. Ron Thompson is still on top, having a great season. Despite the fact that the other receivers are not stepping up, Alabama State is still holding on to that number 2 spot, but we need them to step up big time. So you see the Heisman watch list. Now let's go to the Biletnikoff Award finalists. There goes Ryan Thompson. He's a finalist and he's number 1 on top of the list. And also we have Gendrick Billings on top of the list for Best Offensive Lineman. So Ryan Thompson is also named SWAC Offensive Player of the Week. He had 3 touchdowns, by the way. Trevor Billings, Defensive Player of the Week in the SWAC. Samuel Ross of Morgan State and Jesse McLeod of North Carolina A&T are named MEAC Players of the Week, and rightfully so, especially Jesse McLeod. He balled out. Join us next time, though. We are back. Senior Day. Grambling State Tigers are coming to town. This will be the last game for some cats like Blake Clayton, Brad Anderson. It could be the last home game for Ryan Thompson, as well as some players on the offensive line. But we're looking forward to it. We have a goal to reach, the national championship game. Peace.